only works the right way if they use them all day long. Which means that giraffes actually eat for about 99% of the day. They only rest for a total of about 30 minutes in small spurts of 2 to 3 minutes at a time. Now, as we do continue through this more brush-covered area here, there are some mandrill monkeys up on this left-hand side. Pretty tricky to spot, kind of over the hill on the back there. Now, mandrills are the largest monkeys in the whole entire world. At least your males are. Males can weigh 60, some over 100 pounds, fully grown. Females, they're a lot smaller. They only max out at about 20 pounds at their full size. So that alone is a really great way to tell them apart. But just up ahead on the right here, it does look like we are out in some African elephant territory. You might see him flapping his ears a bit. I promise he's not trying to fly away. He's just trying to keep himself cool. He can actually cool off about 15 degrees just by flapping his ears like that.
Nature is the best. A lot of people don't know that, but people need to know that nature is the best way of life. I'm making this video to enlighten you guys more about nature. Is the best. Nothing is better than nature. Look how this beautiful greener grass all over the video. This is the best way of living, honestly.
They can stay clear until those bees are gone, and it's safe for them to return. Now, speaking of herds of elephants, there was only one male out here all by himself. And I know that that may seem really sad and lonely, but I promise it's not. It's actually entirely normal. Because herds of elephants typically consist of females and their babies. And as your males get older, when they don't really need their herds for food and protection anymore, they tend to head out by themselves and live that solitary lifestyle. But being the largest land mammal in the world, African elephants can eat about 300 pounds of food every single day. Their diets consist of a lot of grass, brush, trees, even a lot of fruit. But their diets are actually part of what makes them so incredibly important out here. Because African elephants are actually going to be considered pollinators. It sounds pretty wild. You think of a pollinator, you might think of a bee or a bug. But elephants are migratory animals. They travel really far distances throughout the year. And they're really not great at digesting any sort of a seed. So they go to the bathroom replanting already fertilized seeds, maintaining food sources for not only themselves and future generations, but for the food sources of nearly every single animal that actually lives down here on the savanna. Now heading down towards some watering holes here, a really fantastic resource for many of the animals. A great place to find clean and fresh drinking water, a great place to go for a bath or a swim, and a great place to even feed themselves. Now, watering holes like this one do also make a really fantastic home for this beautiful flamboyance of greater flamingos. The lightest pink of the flamingos, hatching with those gray feathers that come out over the course of about a year or so. Now, this pink of theirs, it really just comes with time from something called beta-carotene in their diets. Their diets do consist mostly of shrimp and brine, so the same thing that makes them shrimp pink is actually the same thing that's going to be making these flamingos pink. Now, another really great cooling resource for the animals here is actually going to be mud. Mud's a great natural sunblock as well, but most importantly for those elephants, a really fantastic natural insect barrier. A great way they help to protect themselves from the bees that they are so afraid of. Now, it's not really too unusual that we're not seeing a lot of movement here at the wallows right now because many animals have already worked their way through the mud for the day and are kind of hanging out in the shade to keep as cool as they can until nightfall really hits and it cools down a bit as well. Now, we will keep those eyes peeled while we're out here, see what other kind of movement might be going on because even outside of the forest, some of these animals are very, Here on the left-hand side, you are going to find a couple of cheetahs. So cheetahs are the fastest land animal in the whole entire world, reaching speeds of about 65, some topping out at over 70 miles an hour. But cheetahs are the smallest of the large cat. Now cheetahs can only weigh in at just about 100 pounds, fully grown. They actually have these beautiful black tear stain-like lines under their eyes, kind of acting as great natural or built-in sunglasses.
Lion King. Mira, mira. Para mí que impresionaba más.
So these lions do rest for just about 20 hours a day. They don't necessarily sleep the whole entire time. They do conserve their energy when they go out hunting at night. Now your females, they're the ones who do the hunting. Your males stay back and protect their young and their territory. And of course we got our busy high street hearing these beautiful lions roar today. Especially hearing them roar together is even more of a special treat for us today. And we are going to be heading around though, getting a closer look at some of the ostriches and white rhinos that are up ahead there. Now white rhinos are the largest of the rhinos. They weigh just about 6,000 pounds, fully grown. They are the only sociable rhino in the world as well. They travel in these herds or crashes as we call them, typically family units that are going to be sticking together for life. And these ostriches, they are the largest of the bird. We know these are females because they have gray feathers. Males are actually going to have black feathers.